Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. How are you all doing? Well, today's going to be a whip and chat. I am doing this picture of the stag in the woods. It's my first ever square picture. I found it interesting, more challenging than the rounds that I've done, because I've only ever done rounds, so it's a completely new experience laying the squares on here. I'll try. I don't know if you can see it very well, but see the picture of the stag? The stag is right there. This is what I've done so far at the bottom. So I thought I would invite you along to work with me while I worked on my work in progress, or whip as we call them. I hope you're all keeping really well. This is, I'm actually going to release this today, I'm filming it, so this is Sunday, and was rather sunny. I don't know where the sun's gone now. I have my little cover minder on here, holding my paperback. Where is he? Let's just move it over so you can see. There's Gizmo. He's my cover minder. He literally just holding the cover back for me. Some of the things I use when I'm doing a whip and chat, well, I've got my tweezers if I need them. This is my little trash pile. Wax. Now, I've got a couple of bits here. I've got, this one's got a single placer and a 4-placer, and this one's got a single placer and I think it's a 5 or 6. Hang on. 6. So if I'm feeling brave, I've never really done any 6 place, not much 6 placings. Right, so we'll start off with the black dots, which I believe are 20. Hope you're all having a really good Sunday. I will say in advance, if you hear any noises in the background, this is filmed live. There is my dog. He will move about, he'll muff and scratch and whatever. I have my Smurfy here, my partner John. I also have my 3 cats, which you may hear going out and about. You may not, depends really. But I just like let you all know that it is filmed in a house where people are moving about, so you will hear noises. Let's see if I can bring you in any closer. Hope you can see what I'm doing from there. Like I say, I'm going to do the black. I found working with squares very interesting. I do like them. It is easier to say in straight lines with squares, obviously. But it's also easy to spot when you go off a line. It's really strange because in all the years that, well, I say all the years, about the 2 years that I've been doing diamond painting, for some reason I have never really worked on a square, and I have no clue why that is. Just draw it off in there so you can see what I'm doing. I always leave the container out, so I don't forget what colour I'm working on. Like I said, when I box them up, these ones were in number 20. It's in there. There it is. So I always leave it out where I am working, so I can see in case, because I suffer with terrible brain fog and I just forget, and it's like, what number was I on? You know, or if somebody asks me something, or I get distracted from what I'm doing, and then I automatically can't remember what number it was, and I just think, oh. So that's why I now leave the container out, and that way then I always know. I'm not saying it's the most helpful in the world, but it does help. So have you all had a good November so far? How are the people in the UK finding the current, I say UK, I should say England, finding the current lockdown? I've got to be honest, to me it doesn't really feel like a lockdown. I mean, I isolate anyway. I've been isolating. I have different illnesses and things, and so I've been isolating. And it's a bit of a trash right there. And but there have been loads of people out and about. There are loads of cars on the road. I mean, when we was doing it the first time round, when we was all under lockdown the first time round, there seemed to be more people sticking to it. Now, to be honest with you, it doesn't feel like people are sticking to it. It just feels like people are doing what they want. They are out and about, they're in the cars. There doesn't seem to be any less people outside than there were. So I don't know how you guys finding it. Write in the comments about how you're finding life. Of course, on everybody's mind at the moment is what's going to be happening at Christmas. I'm a huge Christmas fan. I love Christmas, and so are you all prepared for Christmas? Are you not prepared for Christmas? Are you one of these people that starts really late? I'm terribly organised when it comes to Christmassy things. I like to watch everything and get everything done, and that way then I'm not one of these last minute people. That would drive me berserk. I couldn't. And I know it sounds strange, but I enjoy it more when I know everything's organised. Right down to, I always place my meat order at the butcher's, and I pick that up on the 23rd. And just so everything is ready and I'm not rushing around like a mad thing. And I enjoy Christmas Eve more by doing it that way. Because how can you be enjoying yourself when you think people are going to sell out of everything, or they're going to be closed? I'm not one of these people that can do that. I have to be very organised. I think I learnt that lesson from my stepdad Bob. I remember when I was a little girl, and every Christmas, I say Christmas, it started in about September, this box would appear in my mum's bedroom, and every time he went shopping, a couple of things would get bought, like extra tins, whatever, biscuits, that Christmassy things, jellies, trifles, that type of thing. And they would be, by the time Christmas week come, there would be like 4 or 5 boxes groaning with all these things that he bought. Now, yeah, it was different then. The shops weren't open as much as they are now. When it said shutting for Christmas, it really meant shutting for Christmas. We didn't have them open like they are now. Nowadays, it really doesn't feel like, they're not going to be shut for very long. So you don't panic about it because they're still open. But I still do the buy the nice things in ready. It was a good lesson. Plus, it also helps you out financially, because if you're buying them like that and not spending it all in one go, you're not having to find the money all in one go. So that helps as well. I bought, before the lockdown, I was lucky enough to get all the cards so I can send them to people in December. I know a lot of people have said they're not sending cards this year with the virus and things, but I don't know. To me, it's just a part of Christmas. And I'm only sending special people cards. So, if you're my friends and you get a card, you know I class you as a special person. Going to tell you a bit of a story. Back in October, I decided I was getting a new iPhone, and this is my first video that I'm filming on my new iPhone. And I ordered it on the 23rd of October through Sky. Now, I've been with Sky forever. If you've been with Sky for a long time, you'll know that they do a VIP club, and then you've got different members. You've got like Black, Diamond. I've been here so long, I'm a Platinum member. And you can get different rewards from being a member. Like when we moved, they moved Sky and did it all for free because I'm a Sky VIP member, which, you know, sometimes it's nice to have something, because when you've been a member and you see all the new members getting deals and come and join us and we'll give you this, that and the other, it's nice to see a bit of reward for being a loyal customer. Anyway, so I've got the Sky package, I've got the broadband with Sky, I've got TV, I've got my home phone, and I also got 2 SIM cards. So I decided to upgrade. I wanted the iPhone 12 Pro and ordered it on the 28th. And when I ordered it, it said dispatch date 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, that's fine. Normally it doesn't take that long, so, you know, fingers crossed it'll come quicker. Only no, it didn't come quicker. There was no news of it, no date, and nothing, no email, which I do find a bit odd, because in this day and age, people can get emails from anybody. I got an email from the person that I booked the dog in to have his nails cut with, you know, who is just a local business, little business, and I believe you should support your local businesses. So she emailed me to say, this is when he's in, you know, look forward to seeing you. Now, a big multinational company, international company like Sky, nothing from the day of ordering. No email, no nothing. So I thought, well, okay, they have a lot of customers, perhaps, you know. It's not beyond reason that there's probably a reason they've not been in contact. So I went onto the Sky forum, which is where they were always telling their customers to go. And there was this big thread about people not getting their phones. And I thought, oh dear. So I put a message on saying, how come I've not heard anything, blah, blah, blah. Although from what everybody else was saying, I quickly gathered that they weren't coming. And I waited the full 3 weeks, and I thought I was getting irritated, and I thought, well, it said 2 to 3 weeks. So I rung Sky. I got the snottiest, rude person answer the phone. To be informed, we don't know when it's coming. If we don't know, we can't tell you. And I says, well, could you give me a rough idea? Like, you know, is it going to be this side of Christmas? You know, what's happening? We can't get hold of Apple. I says, right, you want me to believe that you can't get hold of an international company like Apple, who makes phones, iPads, all kinds of things like that. You can't get hold of them. And she says, well, obviously we can get hold of them. But we're not in control of the orders. And I says, right, okay. And I said, well, you want to try talking to your customers? I said, because people are getting upset. And she said, no, they're not. And I said, well, yes, because I've been on the Sky forum, and yes, people are getting quite upset. People are talking about leaving and ordering from different companies. And she said to me, and this is a direct quote from a Sky engineer, Sky customer service, oh, you can't believe what's put on there, they're liars. And I says, right, okay then. So, can I ask you, if you think they're all liars, why do you advise your customers to go there when they need help? And she said, oh, well, obviously you can get help on there. Even though she just said they were all liars. Yeah. So I wasn't very happy. I went on the forum and I informed like the other people that are waiting for the phones what was said, because I think it's rude. And she basically said, "You'll get it when we get it. We don't have any updates to that." And I thought, well, that is not exactly how I feel. A company like Sky should be talking to the people that are paying the bills and stuff. Anyway, things went backwards and forwards all week. I met some other people on the forum who, bless their hearts, they were all in the same boat, all waiting. Nobody was being told anything by Sky, so when any one of us got any information, we shared it with everybody else. You had the normal Chinese whispers, oh, I've heard this, I've heard that. Then it come on the news that an Apple lorry had been hijacked on the M1 or something like that. And they'd lost over, I think it was £5 million worth of products. And I said to my Smurf, I says, you watch, my phone will be on that. I'm not going to get it. It just feels, because it got to this point where it feels like I'm just not going to get it. And I know, with everything going off in the world, a phone is not huge. But it just felt like that, you know, when it's your phone and you're just desperate for something to happen. And anyway, went back on the forum, and like I say, people were sharing information and going backwards and forwards. And we the people were saying, oh, I've had a message, I've had a text and stuff. Yeah, there was a whole group of people, me being one, nothing. Yet again, nothing. So I got back onto them again, and she said, look, you know, we can't help. I'm only trying to be honest with you. And I said, well, that's great, but why can't you just tell people that? If you don't know what's happening, just tell the customers you don't know what's happening, rather than leaving them in some mad limbo where they're waiting and hoping. I mean, one poor guy had 3 different dates sent through about his phone being delivered, waited in 3 days running, had to put in holidays from work, no phone, nothing. And then on the day it was supposed to be delivered, nothing, no text, nothing. And as you can imagine, it does get quite frustrating when you're in that situation. I mean, I'm lucky that I don't have to take time off work, being at home all the time. But anyway, I got a message come through on Thursday evening, your phone will be delivered tomorrow. But considering I knew how many people had that message and no phone had showed, I thought, I'm not going to say anything to anybody. I don't believe it's actually going to happen. Because I'd got to the point where I just thought, oh, it's not coming. You know, I was just living with that fact. And it did. Rather weirdly, on the text it said, your delivery will be between 2:04 and 3:04. I mean, talk about very precise timings. And it arrived at 2:06. So, yeah, got to give DPD, first time in history, they actually stuck to a time that they said. Sorry if you work for DPD, but I've never had a good experience with them. So I'm filming this on my new phone. I didn't abandon the people that I'd got to know on the forum. I went on and told them that my new phone had arrived, and people were saying, you know, oh, what date did you order and stuff. So I told them, and I told them very sincerely that I hope they get their orders soon. And from what's been written on there recently, it does seem to be working. But I just think it's a terribly poor show from a company like Sky, who have so many customers. It wouldn't hurt to send out an email, even if you don't have a date. You know, you could just send an email saying, we're very sorry, we're not sure what's happening with the orders. We just want you to know you've not been forgotten. Or, you know, that's all people wanted. Well, no, actually, yes, they wanted their phones, but they just wanted that recognition that you've not been forgotten, that you do exist, you know, that you do exist and your order is being processed. I know I've gone on about it a bit, but it was going on for about 4 weeks in total. And it said like 2 to 3 weeks delivery. And it just like, you lose faith. You think, well, everything they're saying is a lie. Why should I believe them? I mean, at one point, one of the people on the customer services said, well, the only reason we've not texted you, because I said, well, why haven't I actually had a text, you know? And she said, oh, your number's not validated. I said, my number's not validated. My Sky SIM card number is not validated with Sky. Really? It's funny how it's validated when the bill is due, and you can phone me on that then. You can text me on that and say, oh, your bill is due, we're taking out XYZ out of your bank account. But you can't send me a text to say, we've not forgot you, your order's still in progress. So I immediately validated it that moment, even though it was validated. It was just an excuse. People think other people are idiots, but they're not. And the best of it was, that conversation literally happened the day before the phone arrived. I mean, she must have known it was coming. And then saying that, there was one poor guy on the website who placed his order on the 19th of October. Same phone, same make, same model. And his hadn't been delivered. And mine was placed on the 23rd of October. And I know you're thinking, with everything else going off in the universe, why worry about that? But, you know, sometimes people need these little things. I mean, like some people, because obviously some people have done trading, so they've sent their old phone in thinking they're going to get their new phone, and they're sat there with no phone. And, you know, they're frustrated because they were expecting it in good faith and it's not turned up. And you think, well, see, that wouldn't happen to me because I wouldn't send my new one till my old one till my new one arrived. I'm ever so funny about things like that, you know, things happening like they have been. I know it's not Sky's fault that van got hijacked. I'm not saying that everybody's orders was on that van. There must have been a lot of orders on it for it to be £5 million worth. And, you know, good thoughts to the poor people that were on there guarding it. But it's just courtesy, really. And me and Matt Murphy were talking, and, you know, people aren't as courteous as they used to be. You know, please, thank you, a bit of acknowledgement is all it takes in life. Or one of my Smurfs things is people don't say well done anymore. So just think about that if you're with somebody, and even if it's like something small, just tell them what a good job they've done. And give them a pat on the back. Because that's all a lot of us really want. That, and, you know, we've not forgot you, we are here. Especially like in these times, at this you know, the way things are at the moment. It's a horrible time to be living in. I'd just like to say, you know, I really appreciate all the workers that are working to keep us safe. All the police officers, all the doctors, all the nurses, everybody, fire people, everybody, postmen, all of you that are out there doing your job because you've got to, not out because you're out having a jolly about. It's not easy. I've got a friend that works at a school, and you know, when they were talking about the pay and stuff in the pay, you know, not whether it's going up or down, and teachers weren't included. Well, I'm sorry guys, but that's not fair. Where would we be, or where would a lot of the emergency workers be at the moment if the kids weren't at school? They wouldn't be able to be working because they'd need to be at home or arranging childcare. So the teachers should not be left out. I don't think anybody that's had to do anything should be left out. You know, there's a lot of jobs out there that people don't reward. Like when you're talking about your NHS staff, do you think about the cleaners or the porters at the hospitals who have worked through the pandemic as well? You know, everybody deserves that recognition. Everybody. The catering staff at hospitals, you know, the people that supply the foods, the people that work in the offices and try and sort out everything and the appointments. I mean, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard at the moment because, like, with operations and things, nobody knows what's going off. I'm waiting to hear from my doctors about a couple of things. Well, not my doctors, the hospital. But, you know, you have to know that at the moment, things just the way they are. You can't help that. So, I do have a question. How many of my viewers like diamond painting? What got you into diamond painting? I'm very intrigued. Which do you prefer, square or rounds? I've got to say, I am finding square slightly stranger, but that's only because I've never done one. But saying that, I do like the fact that, like, they line up beautifully. And there are no gaps. Oh, pardon my belly. It's a great hobby. It's very relaxing. And I just like to be able to share it with you all. I've been watching Rachel Ray and Mrs. Coffee, two of my favourite YouTubers to watch who do diamond art. They also do knitting, cross-stitching, quite a few things, making things with a Cricut. Very, very multi-talented, both of them. Much more talented than I am. But, you know, I was watching one that Mrs. Coffee did the other day about multiplaces. And it was, these are like rocking multiplace, well not, yeah, like they kind of curved multiplaces. And I found it fascinating watching her doing it. I just thought, you know, I'm enjoying watching you. Oh, thought that one had slipped up. Yeah, I don't know why I'm obsessively straightening them, because I will make sure they're all straight. But, so, what whip and chats are you working on if you're into diamond painting? Do please drop a picture in the comments so we can all share what you're working on. I've got a few lined up to do that I'm looking forward to doing. One that I've not shared with you guys yet, that my son bought me for my birthday in October. He asked me what I wanted, and I told him I wanted this particular one, and he was very sweetly got it for me. It was from Diamond Painting UK, I think it was called. I will look it up and get the right one, I'll tell you. Because obviously, you know, I don't want to give you false information. But no, please don't think that this has just been like a video where I've done nothing but moan, because oh, like, guess who just knocked off their stash pot. I'll pick it up at the end of the video. I don't want to do it now. But no, this is not just a moan. I mean, I wanted to tell you about Sky because it really, really wound me up. And, you know, I like to think that I can come here and share things with you guys and that you don't find me boring. I recently did a kind of more video where I talked about his books. I really enjoyed doing that. I've been a huge kind of Morse supporter for years, from being a little girl. I just always loved his personality. Oh, I do apologise, that's my dog. Yeah, I've just really always liked his personality. He's got, you know, such a great personality, and his films just fantastic. I was actually lucky enough to meet Angela, his last wife. She was a lovely person. I'm sure she thought I was a complete basket case. I fell apart. I was that excited about meeting her, and I wanted to ask her loads and loads of questions all about Kenny, which, you know, considering that Angela's an actress in her own right, and I said to my partner, I said, I feel bad because I want to ask her loads of questions about Kenny, but not about her. And it's her life, you know, and she's a lovely person. And she was so nice. She really was such a nice person to talk to. And she talked to me, and, you know, it was just such an honour meeting her. And if you are watching this, Angela, thank you for sharing the thing, you know, talking to me and sharing. You know, it can't be easy, and obviously, you know, different things have happened. And your life just move on. Oh dear, I don't know if you... Okay. I do hope you've been seeing what I've been doing. Right, let's get this to the edge. Right, that's it. Just so I can make sure you can see what I'm doing. I don't want to be working on it and you're not seeing what I'm doing. Yeah, she was such a lovely person. And exciting news, the new book on Kenny is out. I think my partner said it was coming out on the 20th. No, hang on, it could have been the 10th of December. I do apologise. As I've told you before, my brain is a sieve. But, you know. So you'll have to tell me what you think of the new phone, if you think it films nicely. Connor got a new phone. I mean, that was another thing that kind of wound me up. Connor ordered an iPhone Pro Max off of EE. He ordered it on the 6th of November, and it come literally on the day of release, and it was like, great. Well, not October, November, sorry. And I was like, I'm really happy you've got your phone. And then it kind of really like bummed me out, because I thought, well, still not got mine. You know what I mean? It's just, I was happy for him, but not tough for me. And bless him, he's such a good lad. And he lives and dies on his phone. He's a typical, well, I was going to say teenager, but he's not. He's 22. But he does love his phone. But I couldn't use an iPhone Pro Max because the Pro Max is just too big, and I use my iPad all the time anyway, so I wouldn't need it. It would be wasted on me. Where like Connor, who just uses that everywhere he goes, you know, he gets more out of it. And I you know, that's what you want really, isn't it? When you get something, you want to be able to use it and enjoy it. I've had to do all the fun things, transfer everything from one phone to the other, and you know, all the fun things in life that we all love. Again, sorry about that. Again. Oi, stop it. I don't know if it's anybody else's dog, or if my dog is just someone that feels the need that he has to chew himself to death all the time. Anyway, before I got interrupted by the dog, I was going to tell you, I'm doing all these blacks at the moment, and I will be going round and obviously doing all the fill-in bits. Which will be a laugh. I have found that this light helps, and if it doesn't, I do have a light board that I can put underneath and then light it up, and it makes all these little symbols here that look dark to you. I'll be able to see them clearly and completely do it. But yeah, I am enjoying this. I like the fact that they all line, so you know, theoretically they should all stay in perfect shape and line when they are all placed. I do know that I was doing one line and I kept thinking, it's not very square, it's not very square. And then when I had all the lines in around it, and it was down near the bottom, they all squared up, and it was just like, oh, there you go. So if you've not done a square like I hadn't, don't worry about it. Just crack on and do what you'd normally do, and it will work. Do you think that we will be out of lockdown soon? It's supposed to come to an end on the 2nd of January for England. Not Scotland, and Wales has already come out. I think Scotland's now heading in, if I remember rightly on what I heard on the news. But then, I'm not a huge news fan, so I can't say I was listening completely. But yeah, apart from that, life's been okay. It's been colder. Definitely colder out there. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that today, guys. So I would like to say a huge thank you for joining me. I'm sorry for any noise that was in the background, and I hope you're having a truly wonderful Sunday. If you like the video, please subscribe and share and pass it on to other people that might enjoy it. And please stay safe. You know, be safe out there, and catch you again soon. Bye.